Welcome to the tutorial on how to turn your foam Sumobot into an inventor model, which you will eventually 3D print. We're going to start with basically looking at pictures of a Sumobot. Now, I don't have a physical Sumobot to show you because this is a recording and we're recording our screen, but I'm going to use these pictures as a substitute. So you should have your Sumobot in front of you, and what you should do is you should take a look at it and try to figure out which, and so you'll kind of see I've got a bunch of pictures here. Which of these four pictures represents the most visual detail? Like, where can you see the most information about the Sumobot? If I look at the back over here, all I can see is just a rectangle. Over here, I still kind of just see a slope and a rectangle. But the real shape of the Sumobot is most apparent in these two images, which is the side shots, the profile views. So I'm going to edit one of these and use that as my for one part, and then I'm going to choose one of the front or back images for dimensioning my second part. You can already see I've done a little bit of that here. So let me just choose the with dims here. So what I've done, and you will do this in pen on your Sumobot to make your life a little bit easier, or so you're on your foam Sumo, you'll see I've dimensioned pretty much everything I can think of. Things like the width for the longest side from here to here is 150 millimeters. From the top to the bottom is 100 millimeters. From this part to around where the middle, kind of this little roof thing ends, is about 60 millimeters. The distance between the roof and the siding is 53. The top piece is 100. Like all this little bit. One thing I want you to notice is there's a cut here, so I'm just going to select that. The reason that exists is so that I can cut my Sumobot in half to make things easier to print. So now I'm going to try and turn this into an actual foam Sumo. So I'll start by working with this. A quick picture to just show you the back. You'll notice I also need to dimension how wide it is. Remember, we've got to get this to fit in 12.5 centimeter box by 12.5 by 12.5. And I've also drawn the wheels in. And the purpose of drawing the wheels is to give me an idea of how much space they'll take. They're about 15 millimeters thick, so this is how much space they'll take up. And I need to make sure that the wheels plus the width of my bot does not equal more than 120. So this is kind of just some more information. So let's get into it. So I'm going to go and search for inventor, and we'll run it. Start running it, and basically take these pictures and make them into something 3D. Create a new file. Please make sure to use metric, standard millimeter. Create. Now, just like you know, if I go over here to my pictures, I'm going to have to keep swapping back and forth between the pictures. In fact, I think for now, I want this one. Oh, I almost forgot. This one will show me there's a wheel well. Originally in the foam Sumo, so this my student Harmal, she originally decided to make a little slot here, but then realized that this might be just a little bit easier. So we drew this wheel well that we're going to make. Remember, yours can be different. So I'm going to create a sketch, and I'm going to choose this plane, and I'm going to roughly draw this. Well, actually, I'm going to roughly draw the bottom piece. The top is for later. And you don't have to worry about sizing. You can set that later. You'll notice I snap over here and do this little dotted line so it comes down nice and straight, and then boom. Now I take a look over here, and I remember I just put stuff to the side so I can really see it. I need to dimension, so that top bit's going to be 100. Gotta zoom out a little bit as it adjusts. That will be 115, and this will be 40. So you'll notice it kind of looks like what I've got over there. Maybe what I'll do is I'll flip it. No, okay, tell you. And so I've got this done. It's actually the first step. I click on Finish Sketch, zoom out a little bit, and then I click on Extrude and select my shape. Now, according to this drawing, 70 millimeters is my extrusion, so I'll say 70. I'll hit Enter. Now, I might have wanted, you notice that there's some rounding. I might round some parts of these out, but it just might be the foam. So I can leave it like this with sharp corners, or I can round it off by using fillet. I think I'm going to leave it the way it is. And I want to make this wheel well right here. But before I do that, I need to shell this thing. So you're going to click on shell, and you're going to set this to 2 millimeters. And the bottom of this is hollow, so I'm going to select the bottom here. And I'm going to kill a check mark. So now I've got this hollow shell of a sumo. The next thing I'm going to do is draw the wheel well. So I'm going to start a sketch on this side. I'm going to take a rectangle, and I'm going to make it, in fact I want to make it so that it's exactly this size. See? I am going to click on finish sketch. Oh whoops, actually I need to go and edit this a little. I want to make sure that the dimension from here to here is 40. And from here to here it's already 40, and it doesn't need to do that, so I can cancel. Finish sketch, extrude that shape, and I want to cut in. Now this is where it gets a little bit interesting. I'm going to cut in. Now I have a choice on how much I actually do want to cut away, and in this case I'm just going to make it 2 millimeters, which is exactly the thickness right here to get rid of the wall. This wall right here is 2, so I'm going to choose 2 millimeters. Okay, and there we go. Got my little wheel well. Now I also have the choice of cutting it on this side, but I'm just going to do something easy. I'm going to click on plane, click on offset from plane, click on this side, and because this extrusion right here was 70 millimeters, I'm going to make that 35, but with a negative in front of it, and it'll make a right in the middle, cuts it right in half. I'm going to click on mirror, select this extrusion, or you can do it like this, click there, click mirror plane, click there, and go OK. Look, it's mirrored over. Didn't even have to do it again. Right click on this and make it invisible because I don't need it right now. And that's our first step. Finally, we want to make sure to save our file, so we go save as, and we're going to call it Heredia Sumobot. So for you it would be your name, and Sumobot version 1, because this is, I'm not done working on it. I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to hit save. Now I've already saved the file, so I'm just going to hit no and cancel, but you would actually save it for this part. And that concludes part 1 of our tutorial.